Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Madden NFL 2004. Today we pick our team, the San Diego Chargers, the old school Chargers. I wasn't going to pick this team, I'm going to be honest. I actually had already picked my team, was getting ready to record some episodes, and you guys clearly wanted the Chargers. A lot of you guys submitted the Chargers, so I said, you know what, I got to bring the Chargers for the people. And so that's what we're doing. So I scratched all of that and restarted here. And at first I was thinking, this team is too good in this game, or I don't know, they're just maybe too. I really don't know why I wasn't, I just wasn't really thinking about the Chargers too much. But you guys really got me pondering on the history of what happened to this franchise. They were in turmoil, and it was really bad. This is like right before it got bad, though, like really bad. I mean, they go and they trade Drew Brees. He took an injury to his shoulder, his throwing arm, if I can remember correctly, and people said he would never even play football again. They ultimately let him go. Now, what I was wanting, I was thinking about here is, should we keep him or not keep him? Should we trade him away, or should we try to see what we do? I was kind of intrigued to possibly go down a route of what if. I don't know if you guys remember, but there was rumors that Miami Dolphins were really intrigued with Drew Brees, possibly even trading for him. And it never went through because, a medical staff member, high up or whatever, recommended that the Dolphins should not get Drew Brees because of his injury. But what if we played a role where maybe they do take Drew Brees? You guys let me know. He's got such a low throwing power. He's 24. I don't know. Maybe I'm like the Chargers. I'm doubting if Drew Brees can turn into something great. What do you guys think? Should we trade him away, try to get an early draft pick, and get a quarterback of our own? You guys let me know. We do have time, to think about it. But let's take a look at the team. Okay, I will say this: if we are going to trade Drew Brees, I think I want it to be the Dolphins. We have to make it work with the Dolphins, because that was the team that was really talked up about possibly getting him, but they never ended up doing it. So keep that in mind. But let's go ahead and go through the team here. So obviously at quarterback, we've already talked about that situation. It's kind of Drew Brees or draft a quarterback, in the following year. That's our two options. He is a 79 overall, 24 years old. So yeah, keep that in mind. LaDainian Tomlinson. Matter of fact, this is the guy. This is why I didn't want to do the Chargers, because I thought it would just be too good. I mean, he's so good. 92 overall, one of the best running backs in the game, and he definitely will be after 2 years or so as he grows. He's only 24. LT though, I loved the story. The storyline, one of you guys left a comment saying, please, run it back, give my favorite player a ring. LT never got a ring. It just hit me. He's like one of the greatest running backs ever, and never get a ring. So we're gonna try and change that. My promise to you Charger fans is this: as the general manager, you can rest assured that LT is going nowhere. He will play for us his whole career, and I will do my best to get him a ring. Jesse Chapman behind, we don't really have anybody behind him. To keep LT healthy, we need to address that. We need to definitely get him a second down back. Now, he has 92 injury, 91 toughness, so I'm not worried about him taking injuries, but you can just never be too safe, right? So we definitely want to do that. Good fullback here. At wide receiver, this is very important. We do have David Boston to build around. I again felt like, you know, this was a little bit too easy, but you know, maybe this isn't too easy. I mean, because there's not really anyone behind him. We do have Tim Dwight, but he's 28. 77, I would like to have a guy in the 80s for my second option, but it's definitely not the worst situation here. So we'll make this work. David Boston, we're going to try and build around him, keep him around as well. That 94 speed is really good. So at tight end, we don't really have a tight end. This is before Antonio Gates, which is one of the greatest tight ends to never win a ring. You're going to notice the Chargers have a lot of the greatest but to never win a ring players. It's kind of funny, like Phillip Rivers, who's a really good quarterback, never won a ring. But yeah, we're going to try and change all of that. The O-line is pretty worrisome. We do have a young rookie left guard, Tuini Fanuti. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Probably not. 22 years old though. He'll grow and be really good. I'm noticing 79's about that's the pretty good overalls for rookies. I know rookies can also come in this game with 84s overall, 85 overall, 86 overalls in the draft. So like you can hit high ones, but you know you got a good guy if they come in at 79. So keep that in mind. That's at least what I've noticed with this game. At center, you know, this O-line is pretty weak. Year one, we're going to be probably struggling to keep Drew Brees safe. The one guy that's kind of good is Von Parker, and he's 32 years old now. That actually makes me want to look. What is Drew Brees' injury? Injury is 90, but his toughness is 80. So, you know, chances of him getting hurt are slim, but if he does get hurt, it's gonna be pretty serious. So keep that in mind if we just, you know, as we decide what we're gonna do with him. On the defense side of the ball, though, the guys trying to keep the ball from getting into the end zone. Their job, if you didn't know, is the opposite of the offense. Marcellus Wiley is phenomenal, but he is getting up there in age. But I think we'll have him for a few years playing at his top potential. On the other side, though, we do have an aging Rayleigh Johnson, probably his last year. He'll be playing about decent, you know, average to a little bit, maybe above average football. I don't know. We'll see. And in the middle, Jamal Williams is going to be shutting it down along with Jason Fisk. So DT looks pretty good. Overall, defensive line looks pretty good. But this is where we're going to lean into a weaker type of defense here. Our linebackers, Ben Leber, only 75 overall. Donnie Edwards shutting down the middle. Don't get me wrong, that's an elite middle linebacker right there. But our outside linebackers are really weak. So overall, I would say not the best linebacking core. Outside of Edwards, we really don't have anybody. So let's hope we don't take any injuries. At secondary, we do have Quentin Jammer. This dude's going to be amazing. I mean, he was amazing in real life. He's coming in at, 24 years old, 84 already. It's just about getting guys around him as well, because one of my biggest things is speed at the cornerback. I don't like anything that's below a 90. We got two players here. I don't know if you know this guy, Vince Baisley. I don't know, Basil. I know it's not Basil, but I'm gonna call him Basil. Baisley, you tell me how to say it in the comments below. This is one of the subscribers who said, please give LT a ring. He suggested Chargers along with many of you. I've given him a player in here just because this was a rookie that was not named, and so any player position that didn't have a name in the game, I put my subscribers. So Vince, I need you to do a good job for me. Shut down those wide receivers, okay? But cornerback position, I'm not feeling too comfortable with. Outside of Jammer, I think we could be getting burned over the top. At free safety, though, we got Ryan McNeil, which is fantastic, elite. But he's a veteran, and this is probably going to be his last year. Like, he's 32 years old. Maybe you get another year out of him. I don't know how the regression is in this game, but safeties are going to be a problem because We have the same issue at strong safety with Kwame Laster, 33 years old, 87. He's a pretty good, above average player, but he is pretty slow and he is going the way out, basically. Another player we have is Jim Hammer. That's a subscriber as well. He is a rookie. This is another player that wasn't, named, so I put in my boy there. Will he be able to take over for Laster after Laster retires? We'll have to see. He's a 72 overall. He needs to grow a little bit. Kicking the ball, we got Steve Christie. Hopefully he can do a good job. And then Darren Bennett is punting the ball for us. And that's the team. So, let me know what you're thinking. I do think we need to address, obviously the rumors are already going around. What are we doing with Drew Brees? He's coming off that injury, right? His throwing power is really, really weak. But he is 24. And in real life, we know what he went on to do. Could we do it with him here? I don't know. Do we trade him to try and get a quarterback of our own? And then, of course, I think the biggest thing we need to target is an offensive line, because it doesn't matter who we have as the quarterback. If we don't have an offensive line, it's not going to go well. So I think that's our biggest weaknesses, is maybe the secondary and just the offensive line being the worst. But that's going to do it for this episode. Real quick, if you wanted to know, I wanted to show you guys the team, because you're not going to believe me, but this is the team that I personally picked. The Dallas Cowboys. Yeah, I was going to use the Dallas Cowboys. Look at the roster. It's perfect. But so many of you guys said Chargers, and you know what? I'm starting to feel the Chargers, because just the history of what happened to them back in 2003. It all seemed to go downhill for them. Of course, it did get better. They ended up hitting with Phillip Rivers, but they had to go on and watch their old quarterback that they had, Drew Brees, win a Lombardi Trophy and have many years of success in New Orleans. So I think the Chargers have more of a history that's going to be intriguing for this series. But I'm keeping my eyes on Dallas, because one thing that's interesting, this team obviously has had success in the real world, but in my channel, in my universe, we have played 55 seasons and they have never been to the Super Bowl. So it'd be kind of cool to take over a Dallas Cowboys team and try and give them some success here on the channel. But that will be for another time, because today we'll be starting on a new series with San Diego Chargers. I hope you guys will join me for that one. Next episode, we are hopping right into the action. Week 1. I may summarize what happened in the preseason for you guys, and any injuries around the league, and trades or anything like that. But we will be hopping in to some game play action in next episode. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one.